everyone. Today we're going to learn how to play Carnival of Venice with harmonics and how to practice harmonics. So it's very tricky. It's very hard to play harmonics because as soon as you do something, a tiniest mistake, it'll squeak. It'll sound horrible. So as soon as your bow starts wandering around, it won't sound good. Also, if your finger is not in the right place, you will not get your harmonic. So it has to be in tune. And in order to play in tune, you have to practice it differently. So you can't just practice it by putting the third finger on an open string and trying your best. Of course you can. But in order to improve your intonation, you can practice by playing octaves. So instead of putting your third finger on an E string and playing on an E string at the same time, you put your third finger on an E string and you press hard and you simply play an octave with the open A string. And do the same thing with the next harmonic. If you don't know how to play harmonics, go and watch the first video about harmonics. And I can explain it to you real fast. Open string, third finger. Put your third finger there really loosely, without any pressure. Here in the middle of the finger, between the knuckle and the tip of the finger, this bit goes in a string. And then you got your harmonic. Make sure not to press on the string. The other harmonic is the artificial harmonic, is played with the first and the fourth finger. So here, this is the string stopper. So instead of your nut, now we have our first finger. And then the fourth finger comes down in a string. Hello. So the fourth finger comes down also right between the tip and the knuckle in the middle of the finger. You put it down in a string without any pressure, and then you have your next harmonic. But the way we practice them is we play octaves. So, and you press really hard. This is all about intonation. So if you improve your intonation, your harmonics will sound great. And in order to do that, you have to practice octaves. So you play 1 and 4 all the time, and sometimes open string and third finger. I created the sheet music for this, of course, as usual, Carnival of Venice by Paganini, by the way. It's a beautiful piece. You can go and download it, and you can play it with harmonics, or if you don't want to play it with harmonics, you can just play the tune itself. And you can play the same thing all with harmonics. Go a little bit nearer to the bridge than usual. And you can see if you exaggerate, it'll squeak. If you go too far away, it won't sound good either. And play a little bit faster and make sure not to put too much rosin on your bow. See, it squeaks as soon as your finger goes somewhere else. So if your finger goes too high, you get a different note. So you have to place your finger in a first position. So it's simply B and E on an A string, and the fourth finger is not pressing on a string. I hope you know this tune. I love it. It was written by Paganini. It's a beautiful tune, and you can play the original. Well, the original is actually very hard. Go and listen to it. It's on YouTube, and it's really, really fast. That's why I created a simple version for beginners. And you can start practicing harmonics simply on, choose one string, let's say A string, put the third finger there, that's your first, or open A string and third finger on an E string. So this would be your first octave. The next harmonic would be first finger on an A string and the fourth finger on an A string. We practice it by playing the octave, placing the fingers on an A and E string, and practicing an octave, B and B. So then you can learn the other ones by shifting into the second position smoothly. And the next one is in a third position. And if you're not sure, hello, oh, thank you, welcome. So if you're not sure whether you arrived in the third position, then you can compare your first finger with the open D string. It's the same note, it's D, and then you'll know. And that's how you practice, bit by bit. Don't exaggerate. At the beginning, you can just say, I'm going to practice the first two measures, and just go like this. Then shift into the third position. And this is the G compared with the open G string. And then play the first finger on a D string and the fourth finger on an A string. That's your octave. Shift into the second position, but only half a step lower. And then come back into the third position and go back into the first. And all this time you have to make sure that your movements are really smooth, because if you jump, you lose control. So when you shift, you have to be really smooth. Yeah. So that's how you practice your harmonics. Obviously, you will also try to practice them after you finish practicing your octaves. You'll try to play them, and then you'll notice you improve the quality of your harmonics by doing that really dramatically. And you also have to make sure to take all the pressure away from the second finger. Yeah? Second finger meaning the first one is here the stopping finger, and the second finger is the number 4. Yeah? Hello. I have no idea what I should answer. So you can place your, post your questions down below. I'll read them and then I'll answer. Okay, so if you have any questions about harmonics, make sure to post them down below. Make sure to download the sheet music so that you can practice with it. If you're a total beginner and harmonics are too much for you to deal with, then you can simply play the tune. Okay, I'll check it out. So the tune would be the notes underneath. I'll show you the sheet music that I created. It looks like this. And here you play the open E string, and here's the third finger. You play the first finger on an E string and place the fourth finger on top without any pressure. So if you don't want to practice the harmonics, you simply play the bottom voice. Okay, starting with the open E string. And you're welcome. And it would sound like this. And we have half a step, which means fourth finger is right next to the third one. 5, 6. And we have 6 8s as a time signature, which means you always count till 6 in each measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's how you count. Or you can put your metronome on. It would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. If you don't want to count till 6, you can simply count till 3 and pretend it's a 3/4 measure. So you could count it like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Turn it into waltz and always stress the first beat. Okay? It would sound more playful like that. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Much love to everyone. So I hope you understood everything about harmonics. If you have any questions, post them down below. There are a lot more harmonics in the violin. Of course, there are a lot of natural ones where you only place one finger on a string and it sounds beautiful, like second, third, and fourth finger in a first position. And then you can go exploring. This is nothing. Here's something. And you can go and keep looking. Here's one. And all this time, make sure there is no pressure on the string. Otherwise, your harmonics will run away. They're very sensitive. So they want your fingers to be really, really gentle. Just stroke the string with your fingers and then keep looking for them. Go on a G string. Try here. Second finger, third, and fourth. That's first position. That's third position. Actually fourth position, but then we stretch our fourth finger. And then keep exploring. A lot of harmonics. So you can have a lot of fun with them. Keep practicing your harmonics. Make sure to switch off your phone. No more electronics. You're not a kid. So practice your harmonics. You'll be glad you did. Wow, that rhymes. Amazing. All right, so keep practicing your harmonics. Download the sheet music. The link is in the description box below. Join my Patreon page where you can download thousands of Patreon-only posts. And I'll see you again